Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Most High God of Israel, our King, our Creator, our Savior, our Redeemer. Um, this is meditation part one. This is what this is mainly about, and this class here is mainly giving you the overall overstanding of what is really about, because the things that have been taught to us, or the things that you have read or researched about meditation, aren't the proper things. Okay, they have deliberately misled you to keep you rambling in here. They want to keep you making as much noise as possible in here. So I'm just going to read to you a little thing that I wrote up that helped me get an overall understanding about meditation and what it actually is. It does not mean to think. It does not mean to daydream. It does not mean to do anything other than be still. So I'm gonna read to you the first half of it, so that it'll get you kind of set in your mind. Excuse me. Into what's actually going on with it. Okay. So while that's going on, I'm just gonna let the crystal bowls play in the background. These are just healing bowls. They're set at 432 hertz. And if any of you watched that video that I posted about the 432 hertz, this is where they change the music from you being in a balance with nature, with God, in tune with God, to bringing you distortion, confusion. So that's what the problem is because of all this confusion. That's why the Most High says that He is not the author of confusion. So we have to get it straight from the Most High, the way it was meant to be. And a lot of these so-called, the hell is this thing doing? A lot of these so-called teachers and stuff of it, they mislead you. They mislead you because the monks, they sit and they make a bunch of noise. They get to chanting all this bullshit over and 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 over again, and they thinking that they're getting somewhere. See, they're doing it on the left-hand side. The Most High said, "Don't be repetitious with me." He said, "Say what you got to say. Shut the fuck up." That's just what it is. So I'm gonna keep it straight. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna bullshit with you. I do not bullshit. And those of you that know me from watching the videos and stuff, you know that. And those of you that grew up with me know that I don't bullshit. I've been 100% since I have been on walking this earth, and I've always stayed that way. And that's what this is about. But this is about meditation. This is one of the keys to knowing your God. One of the keys to getting back to the kingdom. So let's just listen to it, family. I'm going to pull a few scriptures and read along with it and show you where it lines up correctly with the Bible, that this is yours. They just, when the heathen nations got your book, and because they got a book that we don't have. And the book clearly breaks down all of the knowledge that we don't have. And I'm pretty sure that it's a tremendous book. But it breaks down the knowledge in it. And what they did is they've compacted everything and hid a lot of stuff, but put it in plain sight. They're trying to look for plausible deniability with God, so they can say, "Oh, I showed them," but that's not going to work with them. It's not going to work with it. It's not going to work at all with it. So we're just going to get it straight. I'm going to read to you what I have written, and I'm going to show you where it coincides. It lines up perfectly with the Bible. Same thing that He's been telling us. And what we got played in the background is 432 hertz singing bowls, the crystal bowls and stuff. So that's another thing too. If you want to help balance the energy in your house, get you some crystals and stuff. All of these stuff work with the energies and stuff in your house. They work with balancing it, all the frequencies and stuff that's going on. It'll break all that down. And don't let these unlearned ass brothers that don't have knowledge of. Let's just get it straight so that we understand what is knowledge. Knowledge is experience. Okay? Without experience, you don't know anything. Okay? Experience is knowledge. Knowledge is what? Wisdom. It all falls together. You have the experience, you have the knowledge of, now you have the wisdom of, the knowledge, the wisdom that comes with the knowledge of. It all works together. You have to experience it in order to have the knowledge of. You have to have, then once you get the knowledge of, you have the, then it'll grow and you'll get the wisdom of it, because you'll constantly learn on that same subject, and it'll turn from knowledge to wisdom. You become wise in it. Okay? So let's just go with, a lot of people say, oh, you're not wise. If you were wise, then why are you telling everybody? Because everybody knew this at one time. I wasn't meant to know this and just keep it to myself. Oh, you don't show this to you. Don't show this to nobody. Or do I need to read it? Might as well read it again so that these unlearned brothers don't get confused, because I brought this out to these little alphabet campers that when I first got involved with the truth, and I got with the group Body in Yahushua, and I showed it to a couple of brothers and stuff in there, and the leader of the little group, they brought it to him. And he asked them, and they were like, he was like, well, does he have scriptures? And I'm like, yeah, he got a whole notebook of scriptures. And he's like, well, I can't say nothing to the man. Well, how can I correct him when he know about it? Knowing he has experience, he know about it, and he has knowledge of. And the more you do it, the more you gain the wisdom of. You become wise enough to teach in it. In other words. That's what it does. It brings you to a level of teaching. But I'm not a teacher. I'm just a shower. I'm just, like I told you, I'm just a watchman. What he has taught me is what I'm showing you. Is self-taught. You have to let him teach you, because he's the only one doing it. But let's just hear what he says here. Ecclesiastes verse chapter 33 and let's just start at verse 11. Okay? So that we get it right. And this is coming from the Most High God's mouth. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 33 and verse 11. And much knowledge the Lord had divided them and made their ways diverse. So there's a diversity of ways to get knowledge about your God. The key thing to get the knowledge about your God is to let that Christ crucified go. Because once you let Christ crucified go, then you can deal with your God. Because the Bible makes more sense when you don't have that Christian doctrine in your mind. It makes complete, absolute sense. Okay? And much knowledge, in verse 11, he says, in much knowledge the Lord had divided them and made their ways diverse. Verse 12, and some of them had he blessed and exalted, and some of them had he sanctified and set near himself. And some of them had he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them had he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. This is what's going on with these alphabet campers. They have been cursed. They got that haughtiness. They got that pride in them. He's going to be bringing them low. He's going to turn them upside down in the places that they're in. Verse 17. So we get it up. Wait, verse 15. No, let me just slow it down. Verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand, you see, you're in the hands of the Most High. You're not in my hands. You're in his hands. To fashion it in his pleasure. So you've been fashioned in the Most High's pleasure. Ain't nobody else doing this. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to him as liketh him best. So you're going to give to the Most High what he wants you to bring him. The best thing that he wants you to bring to him is what you're going to bring it. You're going to bring it. All right. And you can find a precept to that in, I think I wrote that small. Romans 9 and 20 through 21. So, excuse me. I am a little tired. I've been putting in both of them works today, but ain't no time to rest yet. Verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So yes, I am against the sinners, especially these alphabet campers, because they're super sinners, and they're teaching you to be super sinners with them, to sin against your God, to call on something that can't save you. Y'all need to read the book of Exodus 32, the 32nd chapter, and and find out that the golden calf that was fashioned when our people came out of Egypt in those days, that golden calf today is Yahushua and Jesus. And and the Most High had about 3,000 of our people put to death about that bullshit. So what do you think he's going to do today? Keep thinking that nonsense. All right. Verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two, and one against another. So I know that I got many that's against me because of the truth and the knowledge that the Most High is dealing with me and he's not dealing with them. That's not my fault. It's because you brothers are erring in your way. You know, you error because you don't know the scriptures. You error, first off, because Hosea 4 and 6 is steadily kicking a lot of you brothers in the ass because y'all have a tremendous thing about rejecting knowledge. So we're just going to keep it going. All right. Verse 17. Consider that I labored not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So I didn't labor for myself so that I know this and y'all don't. No, whenever he revealed to me the learning and stuff that he had brought to me, I was like, I got to go and teach my people this. I got to show my people how to deal with their God, how to make that contact with their God. That's what it was about. That's why I said, don't think that I did it for myself. All right, so let's just get into it. Meditation part 1, one of the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And it starts out like this. And this is going to give you a full understanding of the word. Meditation is a word that has come to be used loosely and incorrectly in the modern world today. This is why there is so much confusion about how to practice it. Some people use the word meditate when they mean thinking, contemplating. Others use it to refer to daydreaming or fantasizing. However, meditation, dhyana, is not any of these. It is not any of these. Meditation does not mean to think, to contemplate, to daydream, or to fantasize. It has nothing to do with any of that. Nothing. This is showing you that you've been deluded with it. So we're just going to get it out the book. Let's go to book Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 8. So we're just going to put it right straight with the book so that y'all see that it lines up perfectly with the book. And it's showing you exactly what he showed me. So here it is. Yeah. Jeremiah 17 and verse 8. For he is a tree planted by the waters. I'm thinking maybe I should wait on this one because it actually works in 2 places. Well, it'll work in 2 places. All right. Oh, actually, I need to hit Romans 1 and 25. That's where I was meaning to go. My bad, family. Sorry about that. We're going to your New Testament. For all these New Testament believers that don't believe the law, you gotta go to the New Testament. Okay, Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? The heathen nation, when they dissected your book and tallied out who would get what portion and create a deity to go around it to keep your black asses away from learning it. Period. Buddha, it does not have anything to do with Buddha. Buddha is a state of enlightenment. A higher level of knowledge. Has nothing to do with a 5-ton piece of gold shaped in the form of an Asian fat man. It does not have anything to do with that. That's a fake fucking deity that they done made and put in front of it to keep you Negroes afraid of it. And mainly to keep y'all afraid from reading. That's why that big proverb they have was one of the biggest proverbs they got. If you want to hide knowledge from a nigga, put it in a book. That's why I read every fucking book I get my hands on. Everything I can get my hands on, especially when it's dealing with about this knowledge of ours that they've taken and hidden. And he made me that way. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. So, yeah, we know who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship. Well, let's just go ahead and get Jeremiah 17 and 8 because it makes even better sense. The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 8. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river. Now, this is a vision. This is a term that you should implant in your mind when you're in a meditative state. Now, the roots are you connecting back to the planet, because this is a crystalline that we're on. Okay, it's just one big giant crystal. Every rock on this planet is a crystal. All right, and it has properties. It has a vibration to it. If you want to master the universe, you're gonna think in the sounds of. You're gonna think in the terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Yeah. He is like a tree planted by planted by the waters. He spreadeth out his roots by the river, and shall not see when the heat cometh, but here her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall sit cause from yielding fruit. So what he's saying there is that the tree is what by the stream, by the waters. What? It's still. It's standing there, perfectly still, and it's got a vision. And the treetop, and you vision the vision that you should have in your mind. We'll get into that into the meditation, but let's just go on with what we're doing right now. Meditation is a process, a technique for resting the mind and altering the state of consciousness that is totally different from the normal waking state. Okay, why would you want to alter your state of consciousness? That's why they offer you, that's why they be like, oh, get on this dope, get on this, try this, get you some alcohol in your system. What does it do? It alters your state of consciousness, but it alters it in a bad way, okay? Because it's destroying these cells, which you can regrow them, but without knowledge of it, just takes longer to regrow them, okay? To alter your state, what you're doing is when you are in a state of meditation, it makes your vibration rise. When you're using these different drugs and stuff, it lowers your vibration. You don't want to go lower. You want to go higher, because God is on the higher planes. Okay, we got to go past the fourth, past the fifth, past the sixth, past the seventh, and so on. All right. So let's just keep going. It's altering the state of consciousness that is totally different from the normal waking state. It is the means of formatting all the levels of ourselves, and finally experiencing the center of consciousness. The fathoming is the means of fathoming all the levels of oneself. Fathom means to understand, to overstand thoroughly. So you have a thorough understanding of yourself and of your conscious. Okay? So you want to experience the center of consciousness within. He keeps telling you to go within. This is the only way you're going to get to him. This is spirit. John 4:22. Or 4:23. The true worshipers of the Most High. This is what this is coming back to. So what it's coming back to is teaching you how to engage spirit. All right, which a lot of these stupid alphabet campers are going to get their asses handed to them about Hosea 4:6. Meditation is not a part of any religion. It's not a part of a religion. Okay? It is a science, which means that the process of meditation follows a particular order. It has definite principles and procedures, results that can be verified. So if you have the proper equipment to hook to you, the monitors and the brainwave monitors and all that stuff, yes, it would verify the frequency changes within your body because of the state that you're in. You're in a state of higher consciousness, so your vibration is rising. So now you want to center. Let me go back up when it's talking about the state of consciousness that is totally different from your normal waking state. This is the means for formatting, formatting all of the levels of yourselves, and finally all the levels of yourselves. What it's talking about is your conscious state, your unconscious state, your REM state, your sleep realm state, to your deep sleep state, because all of these are different levels of vibration that you pass through to get to what you know as rest, sleep. Okay, so let's just go to the book and show you what happens when you're observing your consciousness and you're looking for the center, and so you're going within. So let me show you what happens to you. This is where you're going once you do such. Okay. And it comes out of the book of Hebrews, chapter 4 and verse 16. And this is what it says. Let us therefore come boldly before the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace in the help in the time of need. So who are you going to? The throne of grace. You're going to the Most High's throne of grace. That's what it's talking about you coming into the center of your consciousness within. You're going to God. You're looking for God. You're not looking for anything else. And it's like I told you, the other brothers and stuff that have tried to do meditation, and they get into these other realms, and they get, oh, look at this spirit. Oh, I'm going to run over here and message it. Oh, I'm going to talk to this one. Oh, blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Don't do that. Those things are in there because they were put there by the Most High God to do exactly what they do. And they're going to run up and they're going to pretend to be everybody and anything in your mind. Because you don't know how this here operates, but they can look inside of it. They can pull images out of it and make them appear. They can appear as the images that are in your mind. So they get you confused and you want to talk to them and all that. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. Keep on, leave them damn beings right there where they are, because they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing to test your ass, to see if you're truly seeking God or not. All right, because when I went through, like I tell you, I had a woman that walked with me, and she walked with me for a long time before I got to a point to where she just could not walk any further. She had to stop, but I could continue, and that's how I knew that. That's how I learned. That's why I have the knowledge of, because I have the experience of. I didn't go in those realms. Whenever I went in those realms, yes, I saw all of these amazing beings and stuff, and but the thing that was on my mind, I wasn't in there for looking for now one of them fucking beings, because they're not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for made them. That's what you better have on your mind when you're dealing with these different realms. You are looking for your maker, not them. He made them. All right. Meditation is not a part of any religion. It is a science, which means it has a process of meditation follows a particular order. It has definite principles and procedures that results, and the results can be verified. We're going to go to the book of Romans 8 and verse 16. So, yes, there are procedures that it does go through, and they can be verified, because once you reach a certain level, you will know for your everyday, you're going to know it. All right. Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So if you're looking for God, you're going to go through these realms with any problem. And like I said, the meditation, we haven't got into it yet. This is just getting your mind, preparing you for this event. Okay, that's why the Most High said, prepare your mind for God. You better get your mind prepared for Him. Okay? And so that's what it's about. All right? In meditation, the mind is clear. Like I told you. Do not think. Clear your mind. Okay? Relax in an inward focus. When you meditate, you are fully awake and alert. Now, understand this. Sometimes when you first start doing this, you're gonna fall asleep. Okay, you're gonna fall asleep. But don't let that deter you. Wake up, wash your face, stand up, shake it off, and go right back into it. Go right back into it, because the more you do this, your body has been trained to go and do all this old nonsense and want this and want that, want this. But now you have to take control back over this vessel, because it has been programmed through TVs, billboards, music, and all this bullshit that it wants this, it needs that. I want to go here, I want to play with it. No, make this son of a bitch set still. All right. When you meditate, you are fully awake and alert, but your mind is not focused on the external world or on the events taking place around you. So you're not focusing on anything in this world. You're only focusing on making yourself be still. And when you do so, the body, like I said, you've been trained so much to go. Your body is going to start producing different attributes and stuff to get you to react to them. But you don't want to react to them, because now it's going to take you out of your focus. You could be sitting there in a state of meditation and your body will create pain out of nowhere. It'll create an itch out of nowhere. It'll create a twitch out of nowhere. It'll make you feel like something is crawling on you out of nowhere, just to get you to move. Just to get you to move, because it has been taught to go. It has not been taught to be still. Not at all. Look at babies, how they be all over the place. And even yourself. Look at yourself whenever you're in the house. You can be sitting watching like a lot of people watch football. They can be sitting watching a football game, but they still fiddling with something else while they're watching the game. They fiddling over here, they fiddling over here, they fiddling over here, they fiddling over here. Set the fuck down and be still. So we're just going to get it right out the mouth of the Most High, because He's going to tell you that exact same thing. Set your ass down, shut up, and be still. We're going to the book of Psalms, chapter 46 and verse 10. So we're going to hear what the Most High has to say about it. Like I told you, you got to make it be still. This body's been trained to go, 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 go. The book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. This is who you're going to learn, who you're dealing with. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. I exalt my God every day. Can't nothing tear me away from Him, because I know what's going on. I know more than you could ever imagine one man knowing. But it's not my knowledge. It's all His. There ain't nobody in these alphabet campus or even nobody on this earth that could hold a candle to the knowledge that He has turned loose in His body. There are things that I could tell y'all that I don't even know, that I know for a fact that you wouldn't have no idea how the hell I know this. And I'm still amazed by it all the time whenever I'm sitting looking and stuff just gets, and the spirit just gets to speaking, and I'm sitting listening. But the Most High said, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. I exalt my God every time I correct one of these wicked-ass alphabet campers. I exalt my God anytime I correct one of these wicked-ass heathens coming at me with that Christ crucified bullshit. And, which I don't have no hesitation to let them know, man, your ass going to be burning in hellfire, and you're going to remember everything I done told you. You bitches going straight back to hellfire, and you're going to remember everything I told you. It's just like these campers. Like I told you in Exodus 32, when the calf worshippers were all destroyed. Same thing with these Gentiles, with these black Gentiles today running around worshiping Yahweh, calling themselves Hebrew. That's why He said He's gonna begin with His sanctuary. There was 3,000 on that day. How many do you think there are today roaming this globe? Look at all those that wicked ass IUIC done collected. Look at all these little old bullshit ass campers that's running around with all these different brothers all across the globe that can collect it, and they all talking about that Yahweh Bashem shit. All of them are in blasphemy. All of them are breaking the laws. Every single one of them. So if He killed over 3,000 then after we had came out of Egypt, and these idiots wanted to make a goddamn cow, now the cow today is that Yahweh shit. So what do they think He's going to do to them? He's going to tear their asses apart. Alright? That's just what it is. I ain't mad at you, but thank you for showing the rest of Israel that, hey, we will face God and be smashed to fucking bits for this bullshit. Y'all go ahead and do that. Meditation requires an inner state of stillness. An inner state that is still. Now, Psalm 46 and 10, the Most High said, be still. That be still means your body, your mind, your soul, this flesh, everything. Make it set still. Make it set still. That's the only thing you should be controlling, is this body, and making it set still for your God. Because the more you make it set still, the higher in vibration it rises. Okay? Alright. And one point, so that the mind becomes silent. You want your mind silent. This is the key thing. Remember that what you think you're thinking are not your thoughts. Not your thoughts at all. These are just automated actual playback that is built into the body with the third eye. It records everything. Everything, whether you are asleep or awake. Like when people be like, oh, I can't sleep if I don't have the TV on, because they still recording that bullshit while they sleep. That's why they can't see nothing. That's why they can't break away from this world. He said don't love the world. The man love the world, you got enmity between you and God. That's bullshit. Alright? Your mind must become silent. So if it's silent for what? So you can hear God. You can't hear God when you got Kim Kardashian, you got Empire running in your freaking mind, you got the last game the Cowboys played running in your mind, you got your little idols running in your mind. Those idols, those team idols, those are all idols. Y'all asses, he gonna squish the shit out of y'all about that, man. I'm keep telling y'all, he does not play about that idol shit. And this is gonna help you break that idol stuff, because with this, you know your God. And he makes it plain and clear. I beat your fucking ass to dust. I will beat you to pieces about this bullshit. So get ready for it. I mean, I applaud all of you that wanted that go on this journey, because it's something that our ancestors knew at one point in time. And I can pull scriptures from Lot. I can pull scriptures from King David. I can pull scriptures from Job. I can pull scriptures from King Solomon. I can pull scriptures from every prophet that he has sent, where they did exactly the same thing. They knew how to do this exact same thing. Every single one of them. And even Paul, wicked fucking ass, knew how to do it. How about that? But when the mind becomes silent and no longer distracted, your meditation deepens, okay? It doesn't, not like deepen as in going low. It deepens as in becoming higher. You get to a higher vibration, okay? So you connect on a higher level. And that's what it's about, going higher. 2 Timothy 2:7. Let's just grab that real quick. And so we get the overstanding of it. I don't want you to be confused by nothing. This is all about. Now, a lot of times you can listen to this video like just the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 7. Consider what I say in the Lord. Give thee understanding in all things, because God taught me. Just like I told you. He taught me. I learned how to get back to him, and he taught me everything else. He cleared up what I knew about this, and he brought me on down to it. He did it. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. Okay? The process of cultivating stillness begins with the body. Like I told you, you must make this body set still. It's going to create all kinds of shit to get it to move. And you'll find out that a lot of the things that you're experiencing, a lot of sicknesses and stuff, whenever you start watching that TV and shit, and that goes for a lot of our older folks and stuff, if they stop watching that TV and those repetitive commercials about this sickness, that sickness, this sickness, that sickness, high blood pressure, all that bullshit, you'll find out your body will heal itself, because it's not being programmed to manifest these sicknesses within the body. I'm going to say it again. Because when you turn off the TV, the body is, in that music and that bullshit, the body is not being programmed to manifest the sicknesses in the body. The only time the body is sick is because it has manifested it from hearing these repetitive ass commercials. Are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing this? Do you have flaming diarrhea? Are you just out? Or do you have excess gas? All this bullshit. This is bullshit. They know about this. They know what it'll do. You just don't, because they done distracted it. They done got you all distracted with this bullshit. All right. Fine. This is what I'm telling you, and then I'm gonna pull a scripture to go exactly with it. Watch. Now, the process of cultivating stillness begins with the body. This is what I learned when I first started doing. I learned how to make this body be still. Find a simple, uncluttered, quiet place where you will not be disturbed. And listen to what he said. Find a simple, uncluttered, quiet place. Turn off the TVs, all that nonsense, the radio, all that bullshit, until you learn how to handle this. Now, I'm going to do a meditation that's going to help you cultivate still and emptying this to where you can focus on God. Because it's no different than this. It's no different than a cell phone. It's just that you haven't been taught how to operate the machine. You haven't been taught how to dial out. That's just it. I'm telling you the facts. You haven't been taught how to dial out. Isaiah could dial out. Whenever he called down lightning and shit from heaven and scorched motherfuckers, that he knew how to call out. He knew how to dial the phone. He would call down rain. He would call down all kinds of stuff on your ass. This brother knew how to dial the phone. All these prophets of old, they knew how to dial the phone. All right? Where you will not be disturbed. Take your time and enjoy the process of letting go the tension in your body. Meditation is an art and a science. So let's just get it down. We're gonna get another scripture to go with it. It is an art and a science, because you want to sit still. You want to let go of the cares and the thoughts of this world. That's why he said, don't worry about shit. Nothing. Put it on him. I trust my God. I keep telling y'all over and over and over again. I trust my God beyond ever imagine. I'm working on that mustard seed, and that mustard seed ain't easy to obtain. You think just because it's itty bitty that you can get it easy? Bullshit. Bullshit. They've created so much doubt in your mind, in this body, in this world. That shit gonna fuck with you for a minute, and it takes God to help you start breaking that shit down to where you start manifesting that mustard seed. And each time I do that, each time I work telekinesis, each time I work on telepathic abilities, or I work with doing hydro or pyrokinesis, and I'm sitting there moving a flame, or I'm pushing water around. Anytime I'm doing it, I'm working on that mustard seed. That's what you should be working on. Not out there chasing a goddamn baseball or football, all that. But throw me the pig coach. That football is cased in pig skin. That baseball is cased in pig skin. He said, don't even touch the carcass. It's a part of the carcass. We just don't really understand it. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 6. But now, when we say right here, it says now, find a simple, uncluttered, quiet place where you will not be disturbed, and take your time and enjoy the process of letting go of tensions in your body. So let's just get it out here. Matthew 6 verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father, which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. So, like I told you, this is all keys to the kingdom. That's why when I wrote the class, that's why I drew the key up there. I knew where it was going. I knew what it was about. Like I told you, he been teaching me this. I haven't even mastered it yet, but I can tell you this much: when your enemies label you a title that they call the prophet that came, then that's some powerful stuff. And then when you steadily experiencing the things that the prophet said that he experienced, that's some even more powerful stuff. When you experience what God said that he was going to do and show you things that clarifies that it is he that you're dealing with, that's extremely powerful. See, like the prophet said, if the world hates you, remember they first hated me. They hated him because everywhere he went, even when I told you about the book that I had, The Lost Years of Jesus, he had problems everywhere he went because he was telling the monks, you wrong. Everywhere you go, that's wrong, this wrong, that's wrong, this wrong, that's wrong, this wrong, you're wrong on this. That's what he was telling them. That's the same thing I've been telling these brothers left and right. You're wrong on that. You're wrong on that. This is wrong. That's wrong. This is wrong. Oh, I can't stand this, man. That's all I get. And he said, remember, if they hate you, they first hated me. And so thank you, brothers and sisters, whenever y'all reveal and say all kinds of wicked shit against me and lie about me and all that type of stuff. The Most High said you're blessed when they do that. And I thank him for showing me all of this, okay? For teaching me this. And you can find another precept to it, Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 11. And much knowledge. We just read it. So we're just going to move on. And make sure that you get this here down right. Meditation is an art and a science of letting go. Letting go of what? The cares, the distractions, the wants, the needs, the desires of this world. So you don't want to have any desires of this world, because the Most High telling you, oh no, it's not on that one. Yeah, I got classes everywhere. He's telling you that if you love the world, then you can't deal with him. So we have to get the full understanding of what we're dealing with here, okay? Of letting go. And letting go begins with the body and progresses to the thoughts. The first thing you must get control of is the body. The second thing we get control of are the thoughts. And you understand that you're not thinking. You're not thinking at all. It's just automatic playback. When you sit down, it goes into automatic playback mode because it's trying to get you to do something. So you can steer clear of that. You can find precepts to work with that in the book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 4. And you can find other precepts to work with in Jeremiah 24, verse 11 through 14. Will help clear this up. Okay? Once the body is relaxed and at peace, bring your inwardness, bring your awareness to your breath. Your breath is the key thing in all of this. because you must understand is that you are not controlling your breath at all. God is, not you. You just he's giving you the impression that you're doing something with it. You think that you're making it breathe, but you're not. He is. Like when you see people sitting there and they be in the movies and they got these mouth breathers running around. Who the fuck breathes like that? That's some of the dumbest shit. Don't breathe through your mouth. That's stupid. Those are animals. Animals breathe through their mouths. Look at dogs. Look at cows. Look at horses. Look at goats. Look at sheep. Look at everything out there that's an animal. And you're going to find out there's another animal that's walking upright and looks like a person. And it the same thing. Mouth breathers. Okay? Observe your breath without trying to control it. This is the key thing. Because you're already giving the impression that you are controlling it, but you're not. Okay? You're just adding, you're enhancing it, but it doesn't need you to help it at all. It doesn't need you to help it at all. First off, the breath may be irregular. When you first try to start doing this, you're not trying to control it. You merely want to observe it, because by becoming an observer, like the Most High says in Isaiah, ye are my witnesses, 32 and 11, or 32 and 10. Here, let's just get it out. Get it out the book. It said that ye are my witnesses, that you should know and believe me. So this is what this is about. I'm sorry, not 33. I meant 43. 40. Yes. 43 and 10. Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servants whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he, and before me there is no God formed, neither shall there be after me. So the Most High, this is bringing you back to the stage of a witness. Period. Okay? So you don't want to control your breath. You want to learn how to observe it. Okay? That means just releasing the thinking that you're controlling it. You're making it breathe when it breathes perfectly fine without you interfering. Okay? The breath may become irregular, maybe a little jerky, but gradually it will smooth out. The thing is that don't breathe into your upper lungs. When you breathe into your upper lungs, you actually have 6 lungs in the body. But I'm not even going to get into what the other 2 are. It's just a whole nother lesson. But the main 4 we're going to deal with is the upper lungs, which is in your chest. When you breathe in them, they make your chest rise. Your lower lungs is next to your lower dantian. Is when you breathe in them. See the difference? The chest isn't moving, just the lower half is, but it's slightly moving. Because it doesn't really require you to do anything. It doesn't. Just observing. That's all it does. And I've learned that once you learn to observe the breath and you stay in this mode all the time, you'll keep a connection with God constantly. And that's awesome. That is the most awesome thing you can learn to do. But it works with time. All right. So allow yourself to experience your breath in an open and accepting way. That means just learn to focus it to the different sets of lungs. You want to go from the upper lungs, which make your chest rise, but you want to go to the lower lungs, which is by your lower dantian, your sacral chakra. Because what you're doing in meditation is you start these chakras are spinning. And when they start to spinning, what do they start doing? They start realigning the 12-strand DNA helixes. They start realigning the other 64, the other amino acid codons, because there's 64 total. You only operate off like 20 something of them. And so once you start meditating, it starts resetting what they call junk DNA. Because God scrambled this. He scrambled it. Because if he hadn't have scrambled it, then you would still be powerful. You would still be connected to him, and he would activate through you and do some things to motherfuckers left and right. But he scrambled it because you turned your back on his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what happened. Each time my people did some bullshit, he turned a little bit more, 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 a little bit more. Turned it off a little bit more. That's why we don't live as long as we used to. That's why we don't live as long as. That's why I said, but ye shall die like men, because your asses, our ancestors brought us to this level. I'm trying to show you exactly what he showed me to bring your asses back out this level, because this body becomes a strong son of a bitch. When you start spinning your chakras, you find out there's something else afoot here, and they've been keeping you away from it because they don't want you to know about what your God is about, nor what he has done with you. That's why he made you an elemental and put his spirit in you. All right? Do not judge or attempt to control or change your breath. Just merely witness it. Choosing to be aware of the breath opens yourself fully to eventually there is no distinguishing between you and the breath. And what it does is it balances you out to where you get to a point to where you won't even have a breath. Because most of the time everybody thinks they're breathing from their mouth or through their nose. No, you really don't. You really don't. You're just collecting other levels of energy, because what we know, what they call air, oxygen, in the ancient world it would be called prana. Prana, power. It has power. It has life in it. But if you don't know how to breathe proper and you're not connected to God, it's not gonna do you any good. You're just gonna be mouth breather. You don't want to be a mouth breather. Dogs do that. Breathe through your nose, family. You are connected. This opens channels through here, and down the center of your head. When you breathe through your nose, it opens channels here, all the way down through your chakra. And you have more than 7. Don't get it wrong. You have more than 7. There's a little bit over 3,000 different chakra points within the body. Okay. All right. And there becomes no distinguishing between you and the breathing. That means what happens is you lose track of where your breath is. But when you rediscover your breath, you're going to find out that it's neither in your mouth nor in your nose. That's some wild ass shit right there too. It's neither place. It's neither here, it's not in there, and it's not up your nose. It's not up your nose, and it's not in your mouth. This is a badass. Your God is awesome, family. Your God is beyond awesome. And this process, many things will arise in your mind. All right. At this point, if you simply remain aware of the process instead of reacting to the thoughts, you will become aware of the restlessness of your mind. Now, the reaction to the thoughts is the things what I was telling you about with your body and everything. When you set it down, it's going to create pains and everything because it wants you to move. Don't do that. Just sit still. All right. Remember, it is not the thoughts that disturb you, but your reaction to them. Like I told you, you could be sitting there and know good and well that there's nothing on your arm to make it start hurting, and all of a sudden, boom, a pain will go shooting up to it because it wants you to do that. Don't do that. Experience it. Accept it. Know that this body is doing that. I mean, you got trillions and trillions and trillions of cells in this body. You can speak to it and it'll react to you. I'm telling you, folks, y'all don't get it how this works. It all works together. All right? All right? So it's not the thoughts that mess with you. It's your reaction to them. So you don't want to react to any of the thoughts that comes through. Okay? It's not the thoughts that disturbs you, but your reaction to them. Your normal response is to react to all the thoughts. Do not. Just let it go. Know that these so-called thoughts are just playback. Playback from movies, billboards, music, all this bullshit. Playback, all right? And this keeps you ever busy in a sea of confusion. So you stay confused. You don't know how to hear God. You hear all this other bullshit and you're thinking about God. You're wrestling with the flesh and you don't know how to tame either one. You don't know how to tame the mind. You don't know how to tame the flesh. You don't know how to hear God because all this other bullshit is in your mind. So I tell you, get rid of that fucking TV. That TV, that radio, destroy that shit. I don't listen to none of it. I get into meditation daily. I wake up and I'm in a meditation. I go to sleep in a meditation. Right now I'm in a meditation while I'm doing this. This is how good I've gotten to where I can do something else and still have a part of my body consciously in a state of meditation. This is some powerful ass shit, brothers and sisters. Like I tell you, the more you do this, the stronger, the more powerful your body comes. And you become extremely dense. You heal faster. You can, I don't know. It's just, it starts becoming invincible. It does. I mean, it really does. Just don't take my word for it. Put it to practice. That's it. Put it to practice. That's all I can say. Come back to the breath within, without reacting to your thoughts. So again, it's about observation. The state of oneself is to observe. You can find this. You can find precepts to go with this in Deuteronomy 4:2. You can find why would I have Deuteronomy 4:2 to not add and subtract? Not Deuteronomy 4:2. You can find it in Ecclesiastes 33 and 11, which is in much knowledge. You can find it in Proverbs 30 and 62, 1 Corinthians 13, 9 through 3. You can find it in 1 Corinthians 13, 10. I don't know why I wrote that. 9 and what? Anyways, Revelation 22, 18 through 18 through 19. You can also find it referencing back to the breath and about being still and not reacting to the thoughts, because they're not your thoughts. This makes all the difference. It does. It makes all the difference, because once you stop reacting, the body starts being trained to focus on God. This all works together. It has a complete, like your aura field and everything. You start learning how to feel your aura. Once you learn to feel your aura, you'll start feeling more energies. Once you get higher and higher with the energies and the subtle vibrations and stuff around you, you're gonna have to learn how to hear all over again. You're gonna have to learn how to taste all over again. You're gonna learn how to see all over again, because the shit gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you, family. Sound hurts. Sight hurts. Feeling hurts. When you feel on an etheric level, it's a whole new level. You want like on Superman, whenever he was talking about my parents taught me how to hone my senses. To only focus on what I wanted to hear. It's the same shit, same shit. The same thing. It's amazing. It's a sign. I told you they've been putting so much shit in the movies, man. Y'all missing everything because y'all don't know anything higher. Okay? It brings you freedom from the mind and all its meandering. Meandering means to wander around. It's just, I've told you that the thoughts and stuff that come to your mind, they're not yours. They're just programs. Programs from the shows and the stuff that you have been indoctrinated with since you've been on this planet. And it started at birth. When you be a baby and they get all these little mobiles and all this bullshit and they putting it in front of you and it's ding, 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 showing all these little stupid ass images. Then they give you the cartoons and it's got a bunch of little stupid ass images doing some stupid ass shit to start training your mind to go. And then the next few minutes the baby's what? The baby is watching you walk around. So the baby's wanting to walk. So the baby manifests the ability to walk. He does not learn to walk. He manifests the ability to walk. Just like you manifest the ability to speak. All right? You're born with the manifestation of eyesight. You're born with the manifestation, the preset programming of the body. That's why you don't have to think about making your heart beat. You don't have to think about making the blood flow in your body. You don't have to think about going to the bathroom and take a piss. You don't have to think about your hair to make it grow. You don't have to think about your teeth I need to get this hair out. I got nothing coming in. No, you're born with every tooth that you're going to have already in your face when you're born. They're already there. This is a preset machine. It's a badass Tony. On the scientificity, it's a cold Tony. But it is what it is. So these are different precepts and stuff to help you remember what you are dealing with. The book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 11, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God. And now how do you did that? Because God said that he's dealing with people that are what? He said he's dealing with a certain type of people and a certain type of people only. This is fact. A lot of people don't want to put it like that. Everybody can be saved, but everybody's not going to do what it requires of them to be saved. All right? So let's just get it out the book. So like I told you, the Most High is looking for a certain type of people. Listen what he says. The book of John, chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and this is the prophet speaking, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So, book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 11. Because it is given unto you to know the secrets and the mysteries of the kingdom of God. Psalms 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. You got to make this body be still, your mind be still, and focus toward your God. The focal point is your destination. There shouldn't be nothing else in your mind other than God. It don't even have to hold an image. Just have God on your mind and focusing toward him. That's it. All right. Then the meditation, I'll show you how to start your visualizations that'll link you into with God. So, but it's a challenge. It's a task. It's not simple. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. If therefore, let me just, I gotta pull this in here. Matthew 6 and verse 22. So that y'all really, really, really understand what he's talking about here, okay? I want y'all to really have the understanding of this. Yeah. Oh, Zechariah. Here you go. All right, Matthew 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. It didn't say eyes. It said the eye. The light of the body is the eye. Listen. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. Because this is the eye he's speaking about, the pineal gland. The same one that our forefather Joseph Jacob knew about when he was dealing with God. How do you think he got to God? He knew how to get to God. Here, let me just go to Genesis and read it so that you get it. He just knew how to get to God. And a lot of people don't know how to get to God. They think, like I told them, they think that meditation means to sit back and do a bunch of freaking thinking. No, it does not mean that. Thinking is activity of the mind. You must stop it. So let's just get it again. The book of Genesis, chapter 32 and verse 24. And wait. Yeah, I'm going to start here. And when Jacob was left alone, why was he alone? Because he went away from the people to meditate. Just like the prophet did, just like Moses did, just like Lot did, just like Job did, just like Ezekiel did, just like Enoch did. All of these brothers, just like the 12 brothers before they became the 12 tribes, they all could do it. Y'all know. When Jacob was left alone, there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him, and he said unto him, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And Jacob said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and he has prevailed. So, well, let me just read on. And Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. So Jacob knew how to connect to God. How about that? Huh. So for you alphabet campers out there, eat it. They're going to mess with me, man. The Most High let so much knowledge loose in this vessel is outrageous. That's why he said in Matthew 6 and verse 22, if thy eyesight be single, then the whole body is full of light. Because once you start your visualization meditation, we're going to flood this body full of light and we're going to push all the darkness out of the way. That means that stranger within, he got to go. That stranger within, he's got to go. Okay? The book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 5. The apostle said unto him, Lord, increase our faith. What is he talking about? The faith of the mustard seed. That's what he's talking about. All right, Hebrews 4 and verse 16, come boldly before the throne of grace. That's what it does. It brings you boldly before the throne of grace, before God himself. So y'all get ready for it. The book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. Ye know not what ye worship. For salvation is of the Jews. Why do they tell you that these other people, they don't know what they worship? Because they don't have a connection to what they are worshiping. Because most of the time what they're worshiping is a stone, an idol, an engraved image. It has no life. It does not see, breathe, eat, smell, or nothing. Just like that cow. Nothing. But we know what we worship, for salvation is of the Israelites, the Hebrews. And with that note, family, I say shalom. Come back to your God. This is meditation part 1. I know it ran a little bit longer than what I wanted it to, but the knowledge that was in there had to be brought out, and I pray and I thank each and every one of you that sits down and take the time to watch this video and absorb the knowledge. Be paying attention for part 2 and start working on the meditation. Like I said, I'm going to put a few links on my Facebook page to show you different places to help you with your overstanding. And the meditation that I will be putting on the page here shortly will help you format and create your own path with God. So on that note, family, I say shalom and thank you, family, for coming back to your God, your King, your Savior, your Redeemer. Shalom.